All right, it's Tuesday night. You know what that means? The shenanigans are about to start. Welcome to the All Over Overland Show here on Overland Radio. So here comes Michael. We're going to bring him in before we do anything else.
Hey, what's going on, man? Hey, everybody out there. Hope you're doing well.
I need to give a
little better.
I need to give a big shout out real quick.
Okay, who we shouting out?
You know why God created Toyotas, right? Because Jeeps need heroes too. Just saying.
Yeah, I watched those again today. I found them and I was like, oh, I gotta watch these. So yeah, those you need to bring those back.
I know I need to work on some more. It's a little time consuming.
Well,
actually,
you need to make more of a generic one. I mean, the last one you did, you introduced who we were having on the show.
Yeah.
And what was that? Rome Element?
Yeah, Rogue Element. That was the first time I'd ever even messed with the software.
And it was amazing, but yeah, we can only use it for that show.
Hey, listen, who wants to hear some pointless news? Ready?
I do.
Pamela Anderson's back in the news. You know what?
Oh, geez,
she's upset and sick about the sex tapes of her and Tommy getting re-released again. I mean, really?
They've already been released.
I know, but apparently they kind of went away or something, and now they've been somehow
they never go away.
The problem is she's probably more sick that anaconda isn't knocking the bottom out of it.
She's probably upset because she's not actually going to be able to make any money off the re-release.
That's probably what it is.
That's why she's upset.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that was the first sex tape.
So here's some big news for you.
Okay.
The Outdoor Retailer Show, the parent company that owns Outdoor Retailer, that does the winter and the summer, purchased Lodestone, which does all the Overland Expos today. They bought them out, baby.
What? They bought
How about that?
The Overland Expos out? Which,
the
new owners had only owned it for what, 2 years, maybe?
Something like that. So, I mean, that's pretty crazy. But the Outdoor Retailer Show, when I was there for the last year with Levi, there was a lot of overlanding stuff starting. You could tell, and it was a small show comparatively to prior years. So it's pretty interesting that the parent company of them, huh?
Well, I guess there's a parent company to them.
Right. So the parent company that owns the Outdoor Retailer Shows, but they also bought up the Adventure X and two more that came along with the Lodestone events. So all intel, I mean, I don't know what the kind of money it took to buy it, but apparently they saw value in it. So I'd say Chris is probably on the radar now.
Oh, well, definitely Chris is on the radar.
Yeah.
Moore Expo. Yeah. Yeah.
So that's a pretty interesting little tidbit. I'm really
Chris, hold out.
Hold out, brother. Hold out.
Don't do it.
So yeah, pretty interesting there. But anyway, other than that,
you sound a lot better. You're coughing still a little bit, but you sound better than you did.
I cannot get rid of this cough, and yes, I do feel better. And I was out in the garage today working on the CNC, and I was doing pretty good until I lost my balance and tripped over the vacuum hose and landed on a lathe. And so my hip and back are kind of.
There were some colorful words coming out of your mouth.
There were a lot of colorful words coming, actually. As a matter of fact, there was a few tools that ended up flying, I think. So anyway, yeah. So I just said to heck with it, came inside, sat on the heating pad. So other than I think tomorrow I'm probably gonna be pretty sore. But
wow,
shit happens.
So I got Venture to Rome booked for February 7th.
Will, right?
Yep. Will be coming on. Excited.
Does a good job.
I really like his videos. And I didn't realize that he does a podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what is it called? The American Overlander or something like that? It's not.
I'd have to go look.
It's not Venture to Rome. but I was listening to it today, and they do a pretty good job. Do a
Mhm.
pretty good job. I
He
liked
does a
it.
really good job on his editing with his videos and all.
Yeah, yeah. He had
It's very impressive.
yeah, they were talking about the BDR that they were running. Um,
Idaho.
yeah, yeah, and it was saying it's the longest BDR. How many miles is that? You don't know off the top of your head, do you?
It was over
'Cause
1,000.
the
I remember that.
well, the one for Oklahoma is 1,600 miles, 1,677 or something like that.
Oh, the
So,
circumnavigating one that goes around Oklahoma?
yeah,
Oh,
the
yeah.
Oklahoma Adventure Trail. So the BDR is built kind of in the same way that the Oklahoma Adventure Trail is built, because they were put together by adventure bike people, and our guest
Yep.
likes to dabble in that, so we'll talk to him about it a little bit. Um, but it was put together, and that's a lot like that's exactly what the Oklahoma Adventure Trail, the way it was put together. And we got a question already. And Crystal answered it. Man, you people are awesome. Like, just awesome. So AJ was asking, when is the Rigs and Coffee in Oklahoma City going to happen? We had the guys from Rig Coffee on a couple weeks ago, and I was really trying to get information to find out, is it worth doing Rigs and Coffee through them? And like all that kind of stuff. How much does it cost? Like, what's the deal? Because you and I are both shocked that they don't make any money off of it
Yeah.
yet.
Yeah.
And hopefully they'll just be able to pick up some sponsors and not actually have to charge yet. And if they do charge, I think the places that are hosting it, like the businesses, like if it's a business hosting it, they're making money off of having the Rigs and Coffee there. So
Yeah.
anyway, we had them on, and I've been talking with David quite a bit, and yes, we're going to have a Rigs and Coffee in Oklahoma on February the 11th. That'll be the first Rigs and Coffee. It's going to be at UCAN Camp, which is in like South Edmond, North Oklahoma City. It's like really close to being Oklahoma City, but I think the address is actually Edmond. It's going to be the official time is going to be 10 to 12, but I am probably going to be there early, and I'll put some things out on the All Over Overland Facebook page. I'm thinking of getting there around 9 o'clock and getting my rig ready and stuff like that. We are supposed to have a coffee guy come. He was supposed to call me the other night. He didn't.
Uh-oh.
So we'll see how that goes. It may be bring your own beer. It may be bring your own coffee. Duke waved like a dork.
Stripper glitter.
Still has the stripper glitter in his hair. Yep.
But I shaved the beard.
You did kind of trim that up, didn't you? Didn't you? Good for you. So excited about that. It'll be the first ever official Rigs and Coffee in Oklahoma City. There's the one in Tulsa that's been going on for a while. Come out, check that out. I've got it as an event in the All Over Overland Facebook page. So go check that out. Hopefully we'll have a big crowd. I have reached out to some of our sponsors, and it sounds like we'll have at least some giveaways. So hopefully we'll be able to get that together, and I'll have more information about that. So tonight we're going to have a guest on, but we have got to make a shout out to our sponsors. Lee, take it over.
And we have a new one.
So
we have a new one.
Huh?
We have a new one that's not on. It's not on there yet. I haven't had a chance to update it all yet, but
gave that stuff to you like a week ago.
Back off.
So here's what's funny. I listened to our show on the podcast that we have for Overland Radio, and you can't see it on the podcast. So we've got Overland Attic, the Overland Essentials, Moore Expo. We've got Prinsu racks, or Prinsu Design CBI racks, and Red Arc, and then also our new sponsor is Rugged Bound, Theo down in Houston. So super happy about that. And we've got Midland Radio as well. Midland Radio has been a great sponsor, and love them to death. And she's going to send me, did you hear this? She's sending me the new mic.
I mean, that thing's crazy. Did you see
I'm going to be able to see it, touch it, feel it, check it out. So,
there's something else coming.
What's coming?
I'm going to take some pictures of it. I have one sitting here.
Uh-oh.
Midland is releasing a repeater.
Oh, did you get it?
Yep.
Huh.
I don't know what the fuck to do with it.
Well, we'll have to talk about that whenever you actually know what you're doing.
I'm gonna take pictures of it and probably just send it back.
Why would you do that? You asked for it.
No, I asked if I could see one so I could promote it on the show for them.
You asked and said, "Hey, I would like to put one here in Tulsa."
No, we already have repeaters around here.
Well, I kind of figured you didn't need one, but that's anyway. Okay, so we're getting ahead of ourselves. So at Moore Expo last year, we met this gentleman. We call him gentleman.
Shady character.
He was in the outside area, and he had something really unique that he was peddling. And Lee and I were both like, how in the hell does that work? And what it is, it's a freestanding rack. Like, it just stands on its own. You pull into a spot, he'll tell us how to do all the things, but basically you can drive away from it. So let's bring on Andy with Coyote Mesa. What's going on, man?
Not too much. You?
Doing good. Doing a lot better than Lee.
Good. Yeah.
He's coughing, doing all that old man stuff, and then he fell down like an old man. So we met up at the Moore Expo, and I mean, I came back and talked a couple times about it because I just couldn't believe that it worked so well. Because I think you had a rooftop tent on it, and you had a motorcycle hanging from it.
Yeah, not at the show, but at the time I had 3 bikes. One that just looks good sitting in the corner, and one I was getting ready to sell. And I had all 3 of them hanging from the rack with the tent on top. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just to weight test it, see how much I could get on there.
Yeah.
I think it came out to something like 1,500 pounds on it.
So it's a unique kind of thing. I mean, I think that people have always bitched about rooftop tents being for the fact that they can't have a home base. Like they always have to pack it up whenever they leave to go on the trail. And people would, they complain like, hey, look, this kind of is the one thing that we don't like about a rooftop tent. And you kind of solve that problem. Yeah.
And also, I mean, if you wanted to hit some more hardcore trails, get that weight off the top, lower the center of the gravity.
Of course. Yeah, totally. Yeah. If you want to do some real wheeling, then it's super beneficial. So let me ask real quick. Obviously you saw that there was a need for this, and I mean, like what made you go, hey, look, I'm going to do this? Like, do you have experience building a rack? Like, what's going on here?
Well, I mean, I was a welder in the Army, and I've always dabbled in fabrication, and, one day we decided, we kind of wanted to make overlanding our family thing. And we started researching, rooftop tents and what kind of setup did we want to do. And, we ran into all the issues with that. So I was like, after a while going back and forth, I'm like, I'll just build a rack with legs on it for myself. That way I can drive away from it. And I started, started YouTubing things and Googling things, see what I could find for ideas so I could just build something for myself. And there was nothing at all out there. I couldn't find anything at all. I was kind of shocked because that just doesn't happen. So my wife, she's like, maybe we should, run with this, turn this into something. No, I don't know. That's a lot of work. But we got the rack built, and it just worked so fantastically for a shot together prototype. I never expected it to be as stable as it was, something that somebody else other than the person that built it would be interested in. And a few iterations later, I mean, the thing's really come together. It's fluid. One person can set this thing up in about 5 minutes by themselves.
That's so cool. And it's just, you just set it up and then you can just go do whatever you want to do with your rig.
Yep. The legs swing down. You can see them beside me here. That's my rack right there that I've adapted to fit half tons and Jeeps. And you can see them. There's hinges. My arms are backwards. There are hinges right there. And they just swing up and then extend the leg into its little notch to hold it up and drive away.
That's just super cool. Whenever I saw them there, I think I probably asked because I'm a dirty-minded old man. And I'm like, what about extracurricular activities? And you were just like, yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, it's okay. Because that was kind of my concern when I first saw it.
Yeah.
And until I saw, like people kind of hanging on it a little bit, and and how stable it was my first gut reaction was like, man, that thing's gonna fall over, it's gonna blow over. And it was windy as heck at the Moore Expo last year. So, so you had the wind tested out for us.
I couldn't get my banner to stay up, but the rack didn't budge.
See, that's so cool.
Yeah.
So cool. Yeah. So now you've got these for sale now, and the website is www.coyotemesa.com. Is that correct?
And we changed it to coyoteracks.com.
Coyote Racks. Okay, so the
coyoteracks.com.
I gotcha.
Yeah, it was a mouthful. Coyote Mesa LLC.com was all we could get, so we changed it to coyoteracks.com.
Coyoteracks.com. Okay, very good. Yeah. I remember the Coyote Mesa, so that's where I was going with that. But okay, so they can go and check that out now. Yeah. You mentioned bikes, and Lee and I were talking just a second ago about like the Oklahoma Adventure Trail and some of the BDRs that were made by adventure bike people.
Yeah,
I think was really kind of an adventure bike, an adventure bike route. How long have you been doing the adventure bike thing?
I've been doing the adventure bike thing for, I don't know, 3 or 4 years now. Oh, and I don't get to go out a whole lot. The amount I have to work just to be able to finance these racks is, keeps me pretty busy. But I get out when I can, mostly local stuff. Around Colorado, but we'll be going to Florida here soon and maybe hit some trails down there, I hope.
Very cool. That's the one thing. That's one thing I haven't done. Now, I've had motorcycles in the past, but I haven't done the adventure bike. Now, I've had motorcycles and I've done like 2,000-mile trips, with the bag on the back and stuff like that. But it's all been pavement. So Lee was interested in it for a while, and then he fell down and broke his hip like an old man does. Just the other day, so that's probably out of the picture from now on. But what got you into that? Are you a motorcycle guy or just an adventure guy?
I've been obsessed with bikes growing up. Jesse James, watching every show of that and all that. I just loved bikes growing up, and I got out of it for a while. It was mostly four-wheelers and four-wheeling and snowmobiling and stuff. But for a few years, we lived way out in the backcountry, out in the Adobes, and it was a good 10 miles of dirt road to take the shorter route to work. So I'm like, if I just get myself a dual sport, start riding that to work, it'll save me a ton on gas and it'll be a lot more fun. So it kind of just took off from there.
Gotcha.
And that was a 79 Honda that I brought back to life.
Oh, really?
Wow. Cool. I still got that. That's the one that looks pretty sitting over in the corner.
Oh, yeah. Well, very cool. So now how long have you been doing the rack project? The company? The idea spawned probably 2 or 3 years ago, and I've been building the racks for about 2 years now. Gotcha.
Yeah.
And are the racks like how big is the base? Is the top of it?
This rack behind me is about 56 by 8 feet. The basket is.
So do you have different sizes then?
Well, what it is right now the racks are made to order.
Oh, okay.
So I go back and forth with the customer, and when they're ready to bite the bullet, I get started. I get all the material. I get started on the build, and I keep them updated on the build as I go. Every time I kind of make a waypoint, I'll take a bunch of pictures and send them off. And I keep in communication with the customer on the build until it's ready, and then I ship it to them.
Okay, very good. I didn't know if you had like, like you only made them for Jeeps, or it sounds like you'll make them for anything.
I'll make them for anything as long as you're willing to work with me and give me the information I need on your vehicle so I can get it built. I am working on a more universal mount. This one right here, I kind of want to make a production model rack. I want to get all the cut pieces sent to me, and then I'll just put them all together. Kind of trying to work that out right now. But this rack right here can fit just about anything from your mini truck to your 1 ton. It just depends on how you want to mount it to your vehicle.
Yeah, I guess custom sounds right, because now are the legs like expandable, or is
the legs extend?
They do.
The legs extend. I use what I call jack feet, and they're just tongue jacks, 1,000 pound tongue jacks that I retrofit and put them on the end of the legs, and it gives it about 14 inches of lift. So this rack right here, even though my truck and my Jeep are 2 different heights, they vary a few inches. This rack, I can pull either vehicle underneath at any time and drive away with it.
Okay, very good. Because vehicles are all different heights. I mean, even like my, I've got a 265 whatever tire on my Frontier, and that's the same tire that came with the Frontier, the same size, but the Geolanders have got to be about an inch bigger.
Yeah.
So even if it's the same, they're different.
And even if you're going to if you got a stock vehicle and you want to lift it later on down the road and get bigger tires, as long as you stay within 6 inches, if the rack is built for the low end, the legs will extend enough to still fit your vehicle at the high end.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
So it can, it's not something like, hey, once I get it to the height that I want it, then I can get the rack.
Nope.
You can get the rack basically 6 inches to play with.
Yeah. I spent a lot of time finding these exact jacks to use as the jack feet because they're the lightest, narrowest, and they got the most travel. They got 14 inches of lift out of them. So you can go from 0 to 14.
Gotcha. And because that's, when you mentioned the jack feet, then I was like, okay, so that's how you're able to crank it up and get it up a little bit taller. Because I was like, how the hell do you lift that up to get those feet?
Yeah. And what I do too is I actually cut the handle off the jack and I weld a lug nut on there. So with the custom order racks, I'll get your lug nut size off your vehicle and I'll just use those on the jack. Yeah. I mean, I got to buy a nut. I might as well buy yours.
Yeah.
And then I just use a cordless drill, and that's what lifts it up and down for me.
Oh, that's perfect.
Yeah. But that way, if your battery happens to go dead on the trail, you can just use your lug wrench.
Yeah.
To get it up and down.
That's a really good idea. Lee's shaking his head.
That is a really good idea. Yeah, that really is.
If the Moore Expo had like a unique item kind of deal, like a prize, I think you would have won, because we've never seen anything like this. I questioned it, the first time I walked by. Lee and I walked away, or I think maybe it was just me and Travis that saw it first. And we walked away and I was like, dude, do you think that thing really stable enough? And he was like, man. It's like, it's sitting there, it's not moving, it's got a roof, it's got a rooftop tent on it, and it's windy, and it wasn't budging.
We're out in western Colorado too. The springtime out here is insane. The first rack we built, we took it out to take photos and take pictures and test it out, and we couldn't get the tent open. It was so windy. There was no opening the tent. But the rack was not moving at all.
Gotcha. Yeah. Now, and it doesn't need to be a certain kind of tent, because I'm trying to think what kind of tent did you have on it, or do you put on it?
I have a 23072. It's the second largest one. They got a bigger one now.
So you even have the one that opens out to the side.
Yeah, we went with the biggest tent we could get at the time to really stress this thing out and test it.
So that's
biggest,
kind of
heaviest
what
one we could find.
I knew that you had a what do they call them? They don't call them clams. They just traditional rooftop tents.
Yeah, the clamshells are the hard tops, and this one's the other.
Yeah, I mean, because thinking about, if I was just thinking about this product, and if I was a viewer or just a listener, I would think, okay, a wedge style tent because it goes straight up.
Yeah,
but you actually have one that you know,
that leans over.
23-0. We know how those open, and it's still sturdy enough to be able to support.
Oh yeah,
that's
absolutely
crazy. That's awesome. The only thing I think you need, if you don't already have it, the only thing I think you need is to make that like bottom part like a room, like have tables around it.
Yeah, we were thinking about, because we want to collaborate with somebody at some point. I know 23-0, they want us to contact them, but maybe Tough Stuff Tents or something. Collaborate with somebody so they can build a annex room for it. Yep, something that will play along with their existing annex.
Yeah, I mean, as long as they were able to make it to fit each panel basically, and then you know.
Well, honestly, you could just have the thing roll up and tuck underneath the rack and just leave it there. You know.
Well, even if there were walls that you just like took and put you know in a bag, like a lot of the annexes, I was thinking of it like an annex. The only thing is you'd have to figure something out for the top of it, but I mean, you could always do something. Anyway, I think that would be super cool to have in addition to the rooftop tent on top. So anyway, we're all about giving people ideas. We just don't want to, you know, take the time and really build it. We just give the ideas. Right. You're not talking? What's the deal? No one can hear you on the podcast. Move your head up and down.
That's true. That's a fair statement. I'm kind of hurting, to be honest with you, sitting in this chair. So
no, I get it. Go take you a gummy.
No, not yet.
If he's too worried, he's gonna fall asleep. So
I got a CDL, so I'm not that lucky.
See. So what have you been up to?
Try having a CDL and a pilot's license and take them.
Yeah, but you don't do that anymore.
I don't drive trucks anymore, and I hardly get to fly any.
Yeah,
so.
You don't do that shit anymore. So what have you been up to? You've kind of did you go on a trip, or were you running around somewhere? What was going on?
What do you mean, just recently, or?
Yeah, because weren't you coming through Oklahoma or something?
Oh well, yeah, we got the job I have now is pretty much dead in the wintertime, so we're taking a month off right now.
Right.
So we were in San Diego for a few weeks for the holidays, and we were going to just continue on to Florida, but we decided to come home for a week, and kind of settle down, and then continue on to Florida. Yeah,
very good.
Which is great because I was able to get the rack adapted so we can take this to Florida with us. It wasn't set up for the truck yet.
Gotcha. Well, very nice, man. Well, yeah, you're going to Florida the right time of the year because it's about to get cold.
Yeah.
Like
it's getting chilly here.
Beautiful day in Oklahoma today. Like it was in the 70s today, I think.
Oh wow!
But I think
we got up to 40.
The week it's supposed to start getting colder. I don't know. I don't really watch the news anymore. I'm usually in bed by then, so
I think it's going to be 65 tomorrow, and then it drops to 40.
Oh, really? Okay, yeah. So another warm day, and then it gets colder. Right in line for the weekends. That's the way that kind of works out.
Yep.
Every time. So you were in the military. What'd you do in the military?
I was a welder.
That's right. You said you were a welder. So did you go anywhere cool?
I spent a year in Iraq. Yeah. And normally welders are what they call fobbits. You know, you don't ever leave the post. Yeah. But believe it or not, my wife was actually over there too.
Okay.
We were there at the same time. And she was at another base, a different base than I was. So they would always find a way to squeeze me onto a convoy so I could zip over there and give her a visit and come back. So I was actually spent a lot of time as a rear gunner, taking up the tail of the convoy. So that was pretty awesome. Okay. I probably did that 7 or 8 times. So I got to get out of the
everything
out of the wall once in a while.
Everything you just said, totally taken out of context.
Really?
He
Like,
said,
he's
"I
talked
snuck
dirty
over."
this whole time.
Yeah, I know. He's like,
Had to go get a nut. Like, I mean, there was
Yeah.
he said all kinds of things that we could have.
Yeah, I
with it.
was a tail gunner.
Yeah. Yeah, totally.
Oh God, I hope his wife doesn't see us at the show. She might kill us.
So are you gonna be at the Moore Expo this year?
Yeah, we got an inside booth this year.
What?
Yeah. Yeah, moving up. I don't want it. That was miserable last year.
Dude, it was cold.
I'm used to dry cold.
Yeah.
That Missouri wet cold was miserable.
Yeah. Well, in the year before that, it snowed so much that it set records.
I remember, I wasn't there, but I was watching the YouTube videos about it.
Yeah, it was pretty rough. And then so Chris was like, well, I'm going to move it to April. We shouldn't have any issues with, snow, maybe a tornado roll through, like an early season tornado or something. And then we had like that, what was it, the first day, some kind of like freak sleet ice thing came through.
It was miserable.
Yeah, I would walk out there and go, oh, I don't even think I went out there the first day
No, I think you only came out to the last day. It was finally sunny on a Sunday.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I had friends out there. I had to check it out, and obviously bumped into you and got to see your product. So, yeah, I'm looking forward. I think I'm gonna camp there at the expo. I've got my truck again in the storyteller section, and so gonna have it parked out there and a few more things added to it, some gizmos and what's nots.
Oh, nice.
So it's gonna be fun. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. We're thinking about camping. I don't know yet.
Oh yeah. Don't do the hotel thing.
Yeah, I know, right? It didn't work out too well for us last year at the hotel.
Oh, did it not?
No.
Oh, I didn't know that.
No, it didn't.
Lee's gonna have a Ford Transit.
Oh, nice.
There may not be anything in it.
A sleeping bag.
It might be a sleeping bag and a cot back there.
Oh.
That's all you need, man.
Yeah, I don't need much.
Yeah, we're hoping. He's got some things he's working on, so he's hoping he's going to be able to get it ordered and get one.
Nice.
Get one by then. So
Chad just needs to get off his ass.
Yeah, I always got
to do with it.
I need him to take my IU cab
and sell it for you.
Sell it for me.
Chad with Overland Attic, for those of you that don't know. So, well, cool, man. What are your plans? What we got going on? Send me a message. Come say hi. Yeah, that's Travis with Element Outdoors. Super awesome dude. Yeah, you need to hook up with him for sure.
Me?
Where's he in? What town's he in?
Grand Junction.
Grand Junction. That's
really?
Yeah.
He's in Fruta.
Okay, is he the guy that does the
rentals?
The rentals.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I seen him. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I saw him was he at the show last year? I thought I saw him there.
Yeah, he was the guy I walked and probably saw you the first time with, because I went to go check. He was outside also.
Yeah.
He would come in every once in a while. Just, I was like, dude, if you need to sit down in my indoor booth, that's fine. Come and hang out with us for a while around our fake fire. So yeah, he was there. Yeah, you guys need to hook up. So you're going to be going to Florida.
Mm-hmm.
And is that like tomorrow or the next week or something?
Well, tomorrow. We're leaving tomorrow morning.
Is it really?
Yeah. Yep. I gotta get this thing put back together, get all the rack mounted back on the truck, and pack everything up. Yeah.
Well, awesome. So, where are you planning on stopping while on your way? Or you just
we don't. I just wing it, and I kind of figure out how far out we are from wherever, and we're gonna beeline south, try to get to some warmer climate, and then try to spend a few days cruising along the Gulf Coast, and then we're gonna hook up with some family down there.
Very nice, man. Well, I hope you have a lot of fun on that trip. And hey, tell everybody out there that's listening, Lee's hurting, so we're probably going to wrap this up pretty early. But tell everybody out there where they can find you on the social medias.
Well, TikTok is Coyote Mesa. YouTube's at Coyote Mesa. Facebook, Coyote Mesa. Twitter and Instagram, all Coyote Mesa or Coyote Rex.
To Coyote Rex.
Yeah. I'm slow with the digital stuff. Yeah, I'm good at this stuff.
That's the way he is. Actually, I say that, and Lee's built probably websites for just about every company that you can think of that does.
Oh yeah, yeah. My wife actually did the website for us. It came out pretty nice.
Well, very good, very good.
Yeah.
Well, awesome, man. Well, I appreciate your time and kind of talking us through the rack and giving us an idea. And if people want to before we let you go, if I called you and say, hey, look, I want to have this rack, what do I need to do? So we talked, I need to put a deposit down. Do I need, how's this work?
We don't require any kind of deposit, but something to cover materials is always nice. Usually we try to do.
I'm telling you as your new manager that there needs to be a deposit, and that deposit covers the materials. And then the rest is due at when
we ship it out. Yeah. The day it's due by the day we ship it. Yeah. But it's very informal right now. It's either emailing back and forth or talking back and forth on the phone. Mm-hmm. And payments are pretty, how you want to pay is kind of informal too. Honestly, checks are kind of the best. Just mailing in a check is kind of the best for us. We've tried Venmo and all the other stuff.
That's real. Yeah. That's real money.
Yeah. We've tried Venmo and PayPal, and it always gets goofy on us. I've always had a lot of trouble getting those to work for us.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whenever I did, and I still pick up a couple of weddings every once in a while because I'm a photographer by trade, and I still do that on the side. I would always have them do a deposit to reserve the day. So just saying, just as your business financial advisor, I'd have them do the deposit. And then I always told everybody kind of probably the way you're doing it now without the deposit is like, hey, look, if you need to make payments and pay me, once a month, once every paycheck that you get, that's fine. But then I'd also say, but the main balance is due 2 weeks before the wedding date. So,
but we're still sussing all that. Yeah, we're still sussing that all out. Hopefully, we'll just get to a point where you can just order these. Yeah. We'll have a surplus ready to just ship. Yeah, I'm hoping.
Yeah, because I would imagine that you could build the base, and I say the base, I mean the top of it, and maybe
this right here is just a universal.
Yeah. And at the most have two different sizes, and then go from there. Because I'm thinking like a Jeep with a 2-door Jeep or a 2-door Bronco versus a 4-door Jeep or Bronco, and I would think that 4-door Jeep or Bronco would probably be about the same size for any of your mid-size trucks.
Well, one thing I've been working on in my head is hoping to, in order to cut shipping costs, have it come in more pieces and have it segmented. So you have two ends that'll be the smallest available section, and then you can get your specific middle section. Yeah, that'll bolt in to make it the length you want.
Yeah, I mean, I think that would probably make sense. So, yeah. Well, very good, man. Well, hey, like I said, I appreciate you being on the show. And
thanks for having me on.
And yeah, man, and good luck to you. And maybe next time Lee will feel a little bit better, and we can go for a longer go at it.
You know who needs to see this rack, and the name goes along with it perfect, is Coyote Works.
Coyote Works.
I could see him using that.
He's got a killer YouTube channel and a good following, and he.
Oh
yeah, go look him up. Coyote Works.
Coyote Works.
He does treasure hunting, and
nice.
He's into guns and all, but he seeks out. I mean, he's up in Oregon and all, but he's got some. I think he's got great videos. And his first Jeep burnt to the ground while he was camping.
Ooh,
yeah, and he's one of those that he likes to explore an area because he's looking for old homesteads and signs of old homesteads and things like that. So, Huh.
His,
And the
his cha-
Coyote Works.
his
The
channel
name
is
works
Coyote
with.
Works, so that's
Yeah.
why I said might be
I
a good
meant to
opportunity.
say Coyote Works, meaning just that the Coyote Park like works with it, but
Oh
his
yeah.
name is Coyote Works. So it came out and I was like,
There you
oh
go.
man, I messed that up and I was trying to be cute. So
Sorry.
anyway, well, Andy, thanks so much for being on here. Tell your wife we said hi, and because we got to meet her at the Moore Expo, and
Yeah.
good luck on your trip and have fun. And
Awesome.
we
Thanks.
can't wait to hang out with you at the Moore Expo and have you sit with us for a while and talk about it again.
Cool. Sounds good.
All right, man. Well, take care, and we will see you soon.
All right. See you soon. Thanks.
All right. Oh, hiding him away. Well, Lee, I think that we killed the show. I think that was good. His product is pretty unique out there. I've never, even since I've seen it, I haven't seen another one like it.
No.
You know,
No, it's pretty. It really is pretty unique. So,
and it's no different than. I mean, I say it's no different. It is different, but it's the same kind of idea of leaving your camper, your slide in, slide out camper somewhere,
or your
on the
trailer
tilt.
somewhere or
Yeah.
something. Yeah.
Yeah. So, well, anyway, Lee, thanks for pushing all the buttons and doing the things that you do. I appreciate it. Do you have any last words before we close this thing down?
No, big shout out and thanks to all our sponsors. We really appreciate the Overland Attic, the Overland Essentials, Midland Radios, of course. I mean, hell, we couldn't communicate if we didn't have them. And yeah, so and we got some new swag.
Yeah, I know.
But
I knew you were going to wear yours, so I didn't wear it. Oh, I thought you might wear your
whatever.
hoodie tonight, so I didn't wear mine.
Yeah.
I did wear mine camping the other day, though. It's
But
nice.
listen, I need to tell you guys something. I need you to really pay attention to the Overland Attic website because there are some things brewing.
Were you just talking about the trailer or more things in the trailer?
Oh, more than the trailer. Way more than the
Way
trailer.
more than
yeah.
the trailer?
I mean, everybody knows about that trailer now because
He's been
he's
throwing it out there.
plastering ads everywhere. Yeah.
That's right.
But yeah, you guys need to really watch that social media. So go follow all our sponsors, obviously. You know, I mean, please go follow all of them on the social media things. But
well, and he even carries the Big Country 4x4 parts that Theo gets in with Rugged Bound. So they're kind of linked together anyway already. So yeah. By the next show, I should have my awning on. I was hoping to get it on yesterday, but it's gonna take. Dude, that sucker's big.
I know. I remember when Chris had that one on the Lexus.
Yeah.
And the first time I saw it, I was like, good Lord, that thing is enormous.
Yeah, it's pretty big. It's pretty robust. Let's just say that. So
yeah,
I'm gonna have. I think my dad's gonna come over tomorrow and help me put it. It doesn't look like it's gonna be that difficult.
It's gonna be awkward, probably just getting it.
It's just you can't hold both ends. It's
right.
It's long and it's not crazy heavy, but it's heavy enough to where. You know, maybe I could have put one end on the ladder, but you know, you got to be a little precise when you're getting it first put on. So, so yeah, looking forward to having that on there. I've got the walls. So my hope is that, you know, if we go to a camp somewhere and we want to interview somebody and it's windy, rainy, whatever it is, that the walls are going to be something I can work with, that we can kind of be protected a little bit and climb in there and be able to maybe even do a couple interviews. So we'll see how that works out. Looking forward to get that going. Seems like there was something else that I was going to say. And then you started talking and I forgot all about it. Oh yeah. I know what it is. We are going to try, and Lee and I have kind of talked about it. We haven't nailed down everything yet, but we're going to try to push the video that we do, the live video, over to the YouTube a little bit more. So if you guys would do us a favor, that listen, that watch, that do the thing when we go live, especially, if you'll go over to the YouTube, the Overland Radio YouTube page, and watch it there. I think we're going to put the link in on the Facebook page, so that you can still go over to the Facebook, click the link, and then go to the YouTube channel. But for us, what that does is that gives us better algorithms and stuff to be able to like look at what's really going on, because sometimes we get some people that we reach out to and they're like, well, how many people listen and all that kind of stuff. And with it being on so many different platforms, it's hard to give them a real fixed good number. So we're probably going to transition a little bit more of that over there. We're going to still have obviously the Facebook page. That's our community page. We're going to post stuff there. Like I said, we'll have the link on there, but we're gradually going to go over to where most of the time when you get these videos, it'll be on the YouTube page, right, Lee? We agreed on that, right?
Absolutely. And did anybody happen to see the post I put on Facebook today?
You put a post on Facebook?
On the Overland Radio? I did. Thank you. God, that was. Did anybody else detect sarcasm in that comment? Because I'm pretty damn sure that there was sarcasm attached to that.
I don't know what you're talking about. I actually was busy all day and didn't get to play on social media as much.
Well,
what did you post?
So I posted a video for 23-0. Dude, they have started manufacturing some of their products in the US now.
Well, they talked about wanting to do that. Yeah.
Justin's said that quite a bit over the last couple of years, that was some of his biggest, his goals were to try to get some of this stuff made here in the US. And so they have a facility, I think it's in Idaho now, and they are making, basically their version of a trasharoo, which I think I kind of like better actually, which I don't even own a trasharoo, so what difference does it make? But he's also making some other things, and so it's really neat to see that growth from them. So anyway,
well, good.
I posted that. So go look. Yeah, we do. So go check it out.
Sarcasm is how I hug.
Yeah, pretty much. That's how it works. So,
all right,
man.
Well, that's a wrap for the show. Everybody out there, thank you for getting on here. Thank you for being in the chat. Obviously, you're telling people about it because we see more new faces every once in a while. So tell more people, because we'd love to have everybody join in and be part of the shenanigans and the craziness that we do. Watched on YouTube for the first time tonight. Thank you, Travis. We do appreciate that.
Oh, and he saw the tailgate tire bag. Yeah.
There you go. Okay, very cool. Well, hey, everybody. Thanks so much. Whatever you do, make sure that you go all over.